The question I never get asked all the time is, what's the best sub $2,000 e-bike? So today I got two of the top rated e-bikes. $1,600, Aventon Pace 4. And $1,700, we got the Velotric Breeze 1. And today, we're gonna see which one's better. So let's start this video off by unboxing the Aventon Pace 4. First of all though, let's go over some specs. The Aventon Pace 4 step-through e-bike has a top speed of 28 miles per hour, has a 500-watt motor, has a payload capacity of 300 pounds, and it's got some other features like wireless connectivity and theft deterrence and blah, blah, blah. We'll go through everything when we actually have it unboxed. So that's next up. Let's go ahead and unbox this thing. So the Aventon Pace 4, so the Aventon has some quick releases, however you use those. Nice. And the box lifts straight off. There she is.
The Pace 4 is a bike focused on commuting, so it has road tires, a step-through frame, a more upright riding position, a rear rack, and technology to tie it all together. It's also worth noting that you can connect this bike to the Aventon app to control more advanced features and fine-tune the bike to your riding style. Setting it up was super easy and straightforward enough. No surprises here.
Well, there you guys have it. There's the Pace 4 all set up, looking good. Let's get the Velotric out of the box. All right, next up is the Velotric Breeze 1 Cruiser e-bike. $1,649. Basic specs, 750 watt motor, and that's pretty much all their website has. Payload capacity is 330 pounds, and that's pretty much it. They just say it's quiet, it's comfortable. Let's get out of the box and see what we're looking at. This box, unfortunately, does not have a quick release, so we'll just do it the old-fashioned way. Pull it out from the top, strain my back, doing it. Easy money.
Next up on the chopping block is the Velotric Breeze 1. Almost identical looking to the Pace 4, so I won't really repeat myself. On goes the front wheel, the screen, the headlight, the pedals, the rear rack, the rear fender, and the front fender. While the two bikes are very similar, today's video is really about who does it better and which powertrain will actually get you farther per charge.
First up, let's get the Aventon out for a quick test ride, first impression.
Smaller screen, I don't hate that. Kind of a more minimalist vibe. Ooh, turbo mode, we'll just keep it there.
Okay, I can already tell this is a very solid commuter bike. Now, it's a hard tail, but it has seat suspension on it, which honestly feels almost the same as rear suspension, and it's doing a good job. But yeah, I mean, overall, right now, looks like it's limited to 20 miles per hour. It's a very good feeling bike. This is the large size frame. I'm 6'3" and about 200-ish pounds. Very good handling bike for sure. 20 miles per hour obviously isn't like blazing fast or anything, but you know, it's the legal speed limit. Obviously the video today is about two commuter bikes, you know, so they've got to be within a legal speed limit. They're not speed and sport focused. They're just nice, practical commuter bikes getting from point A to point B across town, you know, going to work. So as much as I want this video to be action-packed, you're probably not going to get that. But if you're looking at these bikes in particular, hopefully this review's helpful for you. Really nice, comfortable, smooth ride. The riding position's perfect. Easy on your wrists, easy on your back. And obviously the Aventon has a little bit more handlebar adjustment you can do than the Velotric does. These are raised handlebars, so you can put them forward or back as much as you want. But yeah, man, so far very smooth. Just excited to see what the actual range is on this thing. The real world range, not the scientific tested in a lab range. I'm not even gonna track it on GPS today. I'm just gonna tell you it's 20 mile per hour top speed. Okay, the brakes are very nice as well. It has hydraulic brakes. Now it's a 500 watt motor, but it definitely feels relatively well powered. And obviously the top speed would be higher if it wasn't electronically limited. When it limits it to 20 miles per hour, it conserves a lot more battery life. If you're not maxing out the motor, it really helps with battery life. So I'm expecting some good mileage per charge out of this bike for sure. And of course, if you pedal these bikes, it really does help with range as well. I do all of my tests, no pedaling at all, just powertrain. Because if I do these tests while I'm pedaling, it's a variable. It'll be a variable instead of just a solid powertrain number. But man, this is a proper bike for sure. It's just a nice stance. It's a big frame. I have the large size, obviously. Just a very comfortable commuter bike. All right, Velotric, let's freaking see what you got. Velotric has a much larger screen. And I'm just gonna say it right now, they're pretty much identical bikes. They're very, very similar. The frame shape, just the driving experience. Oh, you know what? I probably need to, oh frick, I need to air up these tires. Also, Lamborghini is selling tomorrow. Paperwork is currently going through on that. Very happy to have that out of the garage. You know, sad to see it go, but you know, life moves on and it's just kind of a extra car we have laying around. Much better. All right, right off the bat, seems like there's a little bit more torque on the Velotric. It looks like they are both electronically limited to 20 miles per hour. Okay, brakes on this are not as good as the Aventon, but overall, the stance is almost the same. Riding experience seems to be very similar. This doesn't have any rear suspension, so it is a lot bumpier than the Aventon. If you're young like I am, it doesn't make a big difference, but you know, if you have back problems or anything, like you'll definitely want suspension. Definitely a bumpier experience for sure. We'll see how I like it or don't like it on an actual longer ride. Pedaling seems about the same as the Aventon. It feels like it's a tad bit harder to pedal. I think the Aventon is just a little bit more refined in all regards as far as riding experience. Velotric seems to have a slight bit more torque on the motor, but you're limited to 20 miles per hour anyway, so it makes no difference. And since it's a higher power motor on this one, means less battery range. It'll come down to a full range test, I think. I think I prefer normal handlebars over these curved ones, because these curved ones make my elbows kind of tuck in, kind of strange. The Aventon definitely seems kind of just more refined in all little regards. Depending on what kind of range we get out of both bikes, these small things are the things that's going to add up to which one I'd rather buy myself. This one's definitely just smooth roads only type bike. All right, anyway, I'm gonna go swap out for the Aventon again, get that on a full range test, and then get this on a full range test. Okay, and look, they both basically have the same headlight. It's almost identical. You can see the pattern is almost identical. Aventon probably goes a little wider than the Velotric, so ding, ding, ding. Good job, Aventon. Both of them have these tail lights. This brake light's definitely brighter though. Slightly different handlebars, slightly different screens. That just comes down to rider position and how you want it to be. You got a seat here. You have actual seat suspension here. But as far as just overall first impressions, I would say ding, 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 Aventon, good job. All right, we're gonna get this thing on a range test right now. Let's do it. Yeah, nice thing about e-bikes is you can just take them on sidewalks or the road, whatever you want, which makes it nice. Typically, you can get across town faster on an e-bike than you can in a car. I would definitely say this is an improved riding experience for sure over the Velotric. It just feels much more predictable and refined. Just the overall position and everything, I would say, is definitely better. A lot less vibration on the road. I really wonder if there's a way to just electronically turn off the limiter, 'cause I would like a little bit more speed. But I guess for the test, we'll stay in legal limits. Brakes are significantly better, I would say, on the Aventon than the Velotric for sure. What you're paying for with the Aventon and Velotric kind of is like the customer support and the after sales service. You know, a lot of knockoff e-bikes don't have any of that. So if something fails or it comes with a defect or something, a lot of times they won't replace anything for you. Aventon and Velotric do have customer service, and so you can get replacement parts if something does go out, which is nice, especially if you're going to be using these for a long time. It'll be nice to know that there are parts available you can replace in the future if you need to. I just realized, am I seeing turn signals on this? Let's see if they actually work. So turn signal left. Oh, check that out. It's actually got turn signals. I did not even realize that. Look at that. Functioning brake light, turn signals, headlight, everything you'd really want for like an actual bike, you know?
So I took the Aventon out for a full range test, and I have to say, it's a really nice bike to ride around town. Smooth power delivery, comfortable, has all the good tech, and I mentioned earlier that the bike is limited to 20 miles per hour, but it's worth noting here that the top speed can be set higher in the Aventon app when you pair the bike with your phone. There's a bunch of adjustments that can be made to fit your riding style. This bike did really well on the hill climb test and held its speed all the way up. All right, well, I just felt the battery cut out, and if I try to turn pedal assist on, battery low, e-assist off. Next day, I took the Velotric out for its range test, and right away, I knew I'd need to swap the Aventon seat onto it for the added suspension. It's a pretty rattly bike, and wouldn't have been much fun to ride for an hour or two with nothing to reduce the bumps and vibrations.
Well, I'm not gonna waste your time. I got these on a range test. The Velotric, you already generally know. I think I got a little bit more, yeah, 24.4 miles. And the Aventon got us roughly 35.2. That's an insane difference for a bike that's relatively the exact same price. Anyway, I thought I was gonna be splitting hairs on this video, but the Aventon is the clear winner here. All around riding experience, the Aventon was definitely a lot more comfortable, and freaking 34 miles of range on one charge out of the Aventon, 24 for the Velotric. It's like a solid 30% more battery life out of the Aventon, which is a huge number. Anyway, overall, both very cool bikes. Aventon did it better. Now that I know that I'm keeping the Aventon and probably selling the Velotric, I went ahead and downloaded the Aventon app just to connect and pair and see what parameters I can change in the app. And I actually found the really cool tech features the Aventon has that the Velotric doesn't. I found a bike lock and a battery release button in the menu. To get into the menu, you actually push the plus and minus buttons at the same time, and then it goes into a menu. Battery lock, I'll show you that really quick. Bike lock, I never knew that existed. And then you can actually set passwords, date and time, display unit, auto power off, brightness. First, let me show you how the bike lock works. Obviously, it's free moving now. If I activate the bike lock, listen to this. You can hear it click. And then look at that. And the bike is literally locked. It does not let it roll anymore. That's like the ultimate theft deterrent right there. And if you set a password on the bike, the thief couldn't unlock the bike to actually turn the lock off, so it'd be useless to them. And then battery lock. This is how you remove the battery from this bike. And then, yeah, your battery comes out from there. I have never seen a bike lock before and an electronic release battery. All right, here we are in the Aventon's app. We got Inja's Pace 4 opened up, odometer, just the time spent on the bike, average speed, max speed, that kind of thing. But what I want to do with the app right now is go into the settings. I'm just going to go ahead and turn the speed all the way up. So now it's on 28 miles per hour top speed. Obviously for the test, we're keeping these at 20 miles per hour for consistency. Speaking of build quality, you can see a lot of welds around this bike. And I realized you can see no welds on this bike at all. And as far as like appearance, the Aventon has a more complex paint job. The Velotric, they just keep one color so they don't have to do more work on it. And so I would think that definitely speaks to just overall quality control between the two bikes. I just realized one of the biggest differences between this kind of handlebar style and this kind of handlebar style here is, I mean, like you could probably clamp something to this, but it doesn't really have that capability that you can mount all kinds of stuff here. GoPros, dash cameras, phone mount, just whatever you want, and it'll be perfectly centered up on the bike. I guess it wouldn't be a fair comparison unless I showed you guys the screen here too, if you're set on getting a Velotric bike. So if you hold down the menu button, it goes into the menu, same basic functions as the Aventon does through the menu here. It's worth noting the Velotric does have Find My, which is a nice GPS tracking feature, but that's limited to Apple users. And even if you are an Apple user, you might not even have it set up. Connect to app, Find My, just general stuff the Aventon also has. Let's do a couple up and down streets with the Velotric Breeze 1. All right, let's go for a brake test. Not bad if you really pull on them. I rode both of these around and I've been on these seats for a few hours last night and I'm still a little sore from riding this one. But all right, let's get the Aventon out. It just feels better being on this one. All right, brake test. It definitely stops faster. All right, well, there you have it. That is the Aventon Pace 4 e-bike, the clear winner in this situation. It got significantly more miles per charge than the Velotric did. They're basically the same price, and the Aventon far outperformed the Velotric. All around, very nice, comfortable bike. It's a commuter bike, obviously not super high torque. I'll give you just like a This is full throttle from a standstill right here. So it's not like slow. It's not like some crazy motorcycle or something. The Aventon does have a 500 watt motor. The Velotric has a 750 watt motor. The torque between the two and the acceleration is so minimal though, like it's almost not worth mentioning. I'd rather have a 500 watt motor for a bike like this because obviously you get so much more range out of it. And they're both capped at 20 miles per hour. So there's no reason to have like a crazy high torque, high power motor. Obviously it just reduces your range significantly. So the Aventon was kind of optimized for like just the best commuter bike you can possibly get, you know? Comfortable, riding position's great, the seat suspension's great, fantastic range. Overall, just a really good riding experience. Well, there you guys have it. That's the Aventon Pace 4 and the Velotric Breeze 1 in a head-to-head battle. Ding, ding, ding. Aventon is the clear winner here. So if you're torn between these two top-rated bikes in this category, Aventon is the one I'd personally go with. It was more comfortable and it performed better, almost in all regards. The brakes were better, has a suspension seat, which really helps the riding experience, more comfortable, and it just got so much more range on battery life. That's pretty much it. I'm not gonna waste any more of your time. Make sure to smash that like button before you head out. I'll catch you guys next time.